I Too Sing America is a poem written by Langston Hughes from 1962. He was a black writer who wrote a lot of short stories. This is one of them, and I will start by reading it aloud. I too sing America. I am the darker brother they sent me to eat in the kitchen when company comes, but I laugh and eat well and grow strong. Tomorrow I'll be at the table when company comes. Nobody'll dare say to me, eat in the kitchen. Then, besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed I too am American. So I'll start by comparing this poem to another poem we have read in class, which is I Hear America Singing by Walt Whitman. And this poem was from the late 1800s, and it's about how Whitman is really proud of his country, he's really proud of America and Americans. He talks about how hardworking Americans are. He praises them for how happy they are to do their hard work, and how he talks about how people are singing while they're working. So it's basically about how hardworking Americans are and how they love America, and a very patriotic poem. And this poem is kind of like it has a lot of references to this poem, but it's more of an answer, or like a response to it. And we can see that in the way that Langston starts out the poem. He says, I too sing America, which is the whole point of Whitman's poem, about how Americans sing while they work because they're so patriotic and they love to work for their country and they're proud to be working for their country. So he is kind of starting out by letting us know that he also feels like he has a right to kind of feel patriotic towards his country, and to has like a right to be happy about working here, and he has his right to work in the country, which was a strong statement back then because, of course, in 1962, Jim Crow laws were still a thing, and there was a lot of discrimination against African Americans. The structure of the poem is also kind of similar to the way Whitman wrote his poem. They're both free verse, and there aren't really any sort of rhyme structure to either of them. It's kind of just like written thoughts down, like what you see, and kind of describing it, like Whitman is describing what he sees around him in his country, like the boatman singing what belongs to him on his boat, kind of like describing the world around him. The same thing is done in I Too Sing America. He describes what he sees around him, like I'll be at the table when company comes. So it's kind of like a little bit of a story, more than a poem. In the second verse of the poem, Hughes writes, I'm the darker brother, which of course immediately tells us that he is an African American. But the use of brother in the sentence is kind of like a symbol of him telling us that he still feels like a part of America. He feels like he is a brother to the white American section. He feels like they're brothers, even though they are a different skin color. The next verse line is, they sent me to eat in the kitchen when company comes. We are not told here that the company is white people directly, but because of the time period this poem is written in, we can kind of assume that he's talking about the white man and white people in general, that he doesn't feel like he's accepted as a part of this white community that is in America. So therefore he's sent to the kitchen, which is a symbol of being left out, of being like discriminated against, which is very known for that time because of course there were Jim Crow laws, where blacks were kind of discriminated against and they weren't allowed to eat with white people at restaurants. So that is a symbol, and also kind of captures this main message of the first verse. But then in the next line he says, but I laugh. And that I think is because that he knows of a better future. He has more hope for America, and he says that he'll eat well and he'll grow strong. So again, that refers to the first verse, where he says, "I too sing America," which of course means that he works hard. So again, he wants to work hard. He wants to feel patriotic and like an American. And then the poem takes a shift towards the second strophe, where he then says the complete opposite and says, tomorrow I'll be at the table when company comes. And here tomorrow is not meant as tomorrow, but it's kind of seen as in the future he will be a part. He'll be seen as a part of the community of America. He'll be recognized as an American, and he'll be treated as an equal to the white man. And at that point, he also says, right after he says, "Nobody will dare say to me, eat in the kitchen. Then besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed." So he means that people one day will be ashamed of their old racist opinions. And he knows it's not just a belief in the way that he says it so strongly. He says, "I'll be at the table. Nobody will dare." So it's not a belief that racism will be gone someday. It's a knowledge. He knows that someday he'll be treated as an equal. This poem also ties a lot into the American dream, because it is a reference or like a response to Whitman's "I Hear America Singing," which is very much talking about the American dream, because that of course is all about if you work hard you can achieve anything you want in America. So the fact that he references that and he says that and I'll eat and grow strong is like talking about the American dream, that he believes that he can achieve the American dream by working hard. And again about the composure of the poem, he in the last verse of the poem he makes kind of like a reference back to the first thing he says, but with a slight change. In the first verse he says, "I too sing America," which of course is the reference to Whitman's poem, and in the last verse he says, "I too am American." So here it's like showing this shift in his mindset that he has when he in the beginning says that he'll be eating in the kitchen and he doesn't feel like a part of this, and then the second verse he says, "But the day will come, I will be a part of this community," and then he says that he's kind of representing this mental shift that he does in the middle of the poem, that he is an American and he feels like he deserves to be a part of this community.